Okay, so we are going to wrap up section one of chapter nine. And I talked a little bit about the Beringia yesterday, so you should remember that. That was the land bridge that existed before the Ice Age eventually came to an end. It was connected to North America and it was from Asia. So it was a land bridge that connected Asia and North America. So those are your two continents that you should have put down for one of your map questions. If you didn't do the assignment, uh-oh, I just gave you the answer. So what better thing to do now than do your assignment? Um, so we're going to keep moving forward. And today I'm going to talk to you about agriculture and how it shaped the world in which we live in today, how these people continue to plant things, hunt animals, all you can think of. And agriculture really gave people a new way of thinking and gave them a certainty of where all of their food was going to come from. So to the left, you see a older painting looking picture. This is probably something that agriculture would look like back then. Remember, you did everything by hand. They didn't have big machinery. They didn't have tractors or anything like that. And if you look to the right, that's something that you probably would see today. Big equipment helping get the job done. But when agriculture was creating a new way of life for these people, they were planting foods and they were learning how to harvest these foods. And they were planting things like squashes, gourds, beans, avocados, and chilies. A thing that I want to focus on is that a lot of agriculture first started in Mexico. So down there near South America as well. A lot of this happened there. So we adopted in North America a lot of what took place towards the South America continent. So around 7,000 to 3,400 BC, you had a growth of farming. You had a growth of all these goods. And one of the main goods that was produced was maize. And maize is also corn. And super simple, you can just, one word, corn. It was the local, it was the central, and it was the main crop that people could plant and harvest and realize, oh, if I harvest a lot of this, then I'm going to have a lot of food for at least 4 months. And 4 months is a big deal to these people because, like I said, like they don't know when a natural disaster is going to happen. They don't know when anything's going to happen. So by them having that food, that corn, they could live off of that for a while and feed their families with it. Um, so that was a very important crop for these people. Continuing forward, you have the effects of agriculture. So before agriculture, you had people who just hunted and gathered what they ate. So, like for instance, the mammoth. If they knew they could eat it and they knew they could get other stuff from it, that's going to be the only thing that they're going to hunt for. Um, Families continually moved in search of big game. Big game is that big animal, that major animal that if you overhunt it, it's going to be extinct, and we've seen that many times before. Um, Groups remained small due to the scarcity of reliable sources of food. So you didn't have big civilizations, you didn't have big tribes moving together. You had groups of like five or groups of six, maybe. Um, that would stay together. And it was just because, depending on what food you found, if you only found one deer and that had to last you for a week, I mean, I don't know, it may not feed a big group of 10. Okay. Humans devoted much of their time to obtaining food. Hunting and gathering, that's all you did. You looked for food, you looked for berries, you looked for anything that was edible and that could feed your family for a week or a day or whatever. You had to do what you had to do whenever you were hunting and gathering. And that was before people realized, oh, maybe I can plant this and then it'll produce more for me. And then I can plant it again during the